Right now, police investigating several deadly crashes, many of those killed not wearing their seatbelts. Special education teachers from the Philippines are settling into their new environment, the welcome event that's set for today. But first, a state of emergency has now affected California in response to the wildfires that have killed 2 people and destroyed dozens of homes. President Trump approved that declaration this afternoon. Meanwhile, the Carr Fire in Northern California has burned more than 80,000 acres and continues to threaten homes and people. Camila Bernal spoke to evacuees and is in Shasta County with a look at the damage.
Get out of here as quick as you can.
Documents, pictures, and prized possessions, the Bulbach family piled everything into a suitcase and walked away from their home. It's the last time they expect to be there before the Carr Fire is contained.
It's almost not even my house in a way. I walk in there and it feels like a mausoleum of stuff.
Like the Bulbachs, thousands of people in Shasta County, California are hoping their homes remain standing as the fire continues to expand.
This fire is just a massive challenge. It's burning in the wildland interface, it's burning in remote areas, and it's burning in multiple directions.
Most of the damage, like you see here, is in western Redding and in Old Shasta. But the end of this firefight is nowhere near. CAL FIRE saying it could take up to weeks to reach 100% containment.
What we do want to just make sure everybody knows is there's 3,500 firefighters here who are not going to leave until this thing is out.
Fire crews are working 24-hour shifts with help from police, the sheriff's office, highway patrol, National Guard, and others.
We are here to protect this community, make sure that we save as many lives as possible, and get this thing under control.
Evacuation orders remain in place for tens of thousands of people in Shasta County.
Just praying with the whole community.
In Shasta County, California, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
And preliminary numbers indicate that at least 500 structures have been destroyed by that fire. But as those flames continue to expand, that number is likely to increase. High temperatures and low humidity remain in the forecast for the county, making it dangerous and difficult for the firefighters. Turning now to the weather right here in our valley, dry and hot here, but those monsoon chances picking up. So can we bring any of that relief to California, Dan?
You know, it looks like that monsoon wish you're not going to make it that far, but it would be nice if they could get some rainfall. It doesn't look like it. Latest on the Carr Fire, the temperatures, at least weather, it's bad. Look at that temperature, almost 100 degrees in Redding, dew point in the 40s. That gives humidity levels very, very low. Locally, the only good news is winds are not too strong. Now, a little bit locally at home, we're still under that excessive heat warning until 8 o'clock tonight. So only a couple more hours, 2 more hours of it, then we're done with it. That heat advisory expires at 8 o'clock as well in Lincoln and central Nye County. So that extreme heat we've dealt with now for 5 days looks like it's over. 110, that current temperature in Las Vegas now is sitting at 111. As you head outside this evening, temperatures dropping, but not a lot. We're still talking around 100 even at midnight. I'm going to have more on that monsoon chance because it looks like after a couple dry days, we got more rainstorms to talk about here in the Las Vegas Valley.
Well, new at 6, one person is being treated for smoke inhalation and 7 cats have been found dead after an apartment fire. This happened near Nellis and Bonanza. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue says the fire was in a second-story unit. The cause of that fire still under investigation. An elderly man is recovering after a medical episode causes him to hit a pole while driving. It happened near Lake Mead and Rampart this afternoon. The pole crashed down on another elderly woman's vehicle. Thankfully, the pole didn't actually hit the woman, but it severely damaged her vehicle. She was uninjured, but she was taken to the hospital as a precaution. And it was a deadly night here in the valley. First, a driver is dead after crashing his truck into a pole. It happened last night near Washington and Lynn. Metro says he may have been impaired. No other cars were involved. And 2 people are dead after their vehicle went off the highway last night. That happened in the northbound lanes of the 15 near the state line. A man and a woman were killed. Witnesses say the driver appeared to be speeding. Troopers aren't sure if alcohol was to blame. And this morning, a man died after rolling his truck on Summerlin at the 95. It's not clear whether he was impaired. Metro says he was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the truck. They say wearing a seatbelt can reduce your risk of death or serious injury by 60%. We continue to learn more about a Valley teacher involved in a Contact 13 investigation. After Melody Carter was accused of beating an autistic child, she may not serve any jail time. We first told you about the incident back in June. Records show 5-year-old Joshua Warr was hit on his foot and ankles with a wooden pointer. A teacher's aide who was present in the classroom says the pointer broke, and Carter said, quote, "I have more of those." The Warrer family is now worried Carter's charges may be reduced to just a misdemeanor.
We wanted to make sure that she didn't have the opportunity to do it to somebody else's child. So to hear that she could potentially end up in the classroom again is very disheartening.
The district attorney's office says Carter may only be ordered to attend anger management classes. Online court records show both sides are due back in court on Monday for potential plea negotiations. Well, happening right now, the community welcomes 105 special education teachers from the Philippines. Those teachers filling a critical need in the Clark County School District as the nationwide teacher shortage continues. CCSD officials pushed for recruitment locally, even across the country, but even that still wasn't enough. 13 Action News reporter Nina Porshunkel live now from Christ the King Church on Torrey Pines, where she's meeting with all the recruits. Hey, Nina.
Tom, all the teachers tell me they are overwhelmed by the outpouring of support from our community. All 105 are out here right now, currently trying to get their dinner and trying to settle down. Also out here, Clark County School District officials to help give them that warm welcome. And speaking of warm welcome, I want to show you all of these bags right here. These are filled with necessities, things that the teachers will need so that they can settle down in their new home. The National Federation of Filipino American Associations in Nevada organized this event today to make the teachers feel welcome. It's been difficult for CCSD to find and hire quality special education teachers because of a nationwide teacher shortage. That is why the school district felt the need to look overseas for help filling the spots. Here's why it's hard to find and keep these types of teachers. Special ed teachers have a greater workload because they have to create individualized teaching plans for every student and their specific needs. They also have the pressure of state laws and guidelines when it comes to dealing with special needs kids. Now, I spoke with the teachers and they tell me they are excited to start the school year, especially knowing we have such a great and supportive community here.
Being a special education teacher, the challenge is given. And the hardest part for me is just like I'm taking away with my family.
Yeah, it's hard, but knowing that I have friends here, knowing that I have Filipino communities here, I know I can get through.
And Clark County School District officials tell me they are happy to have all of these highly qualified teachers in our district. Reporting live, Nina Porshunkel, 13 Action News.
UNLV mourns the loss of a former football player. The team's coach announced Kenny Keys passed away. Keys played safety for the Rebels from 2012 to 2016. His brother Kendall is a senior wide receiver on this season's team. It's not known how Keys died. He was 25 years old. Developing now at 6, police say at least 7 suspects are in custody in Texas after an attempted robbery at a jewelry store at a Texas mall. Panic erupted as the crime was mistaken for an active shooting, police saying the sound of breaking glass was mistaken for gunfire when no shots were actually fired. Police say there were no injuries and the investigation is ongoing. Well, now to those bombshell allegations against the head of CBS. Several women are accusing Les Moonves of sexual misconduct. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the details in a new article by Ronan Farrow, the journalist who broke the story about Harvey Weinstein's accusers.
Dubbed one of the most powerful people in the media business and credited as the man who turned around CBS with breakout hits.
I can't breathe.
Now Les Moonves, the head of CBS, is facing his own scandal. The New Yorker releasing an expose by Ronan Farrow featuring accusations from 6 women that range from inappropriate kissing to sexual assault. Farrow's no stranger to breaking a story like this, having won a Pulitzer Prize for his reporting of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein. In his latest article, actress and writer Elenia Douglas tells Farrow, "What happened to me was a sexual assault, and then I was fired for not participating." She recounts an incident in Moonves' office. In a millisecond, he's got one arm over me, pinning me, saying Moonves was violently kissing her, holding her down on the couch with her arms above her head.
These are all stories in which women said one after another that they were terrified and intimidated and that they felt their careers suffered as a result.
These allegations of misconduct come just months after Moonves helped found the Commission on Eliminating Sexual Harassment and Advancing Equality in the Workplace, speaking out here in November.
It's important that a company's culture will not allow for this.
In a statement to The New Yorker, Moonves says, "Throughout my time at CBS, we have promoted a culture of respect and opportunity for all employees and have consistently found success elevating women to top executive positions. But I always understood and respected and abided by the principle that no means no, and I have never misused my position to harm or hinder anyone's career." CBS says they're now investigating the allegations. Maggie Rulli, ABC News.
13 Action News is doing our 13 Connect Supplies for Success Teacher School Supply Drive. We're trying to help teachers get the supplies they need to teach your children. You can see some of those items on your screen there right now. We're talking about things like No. 2 pencils, paper towels, Kleenex, whiteboard markers, copy paper, and the list goes on and on. You can drop off the items throughout the valley at Subaru of Las Vegas and several America First Credit Union locations, and you can also drop them off in our lobby here at Channel 13. We have a list of those specific locations online. Just go to our ktnv.com homepage and look on the right-hand side for the Supplies for Success 13 Connects logo. The supply drive will run through August 3rd, so you'll have until Friday to help out. The 13 Connects Supplies for Success Teachers School Supply Drive is sponsored by Subaru of Las Vegas and America First Credit Union. Well, a health alert here in southern Nevada, the new threat of the West Nile virus and how you can protect yourself. Plus, the search continues for a missing student in Iowa, how officials are using her digital footprint to help try and find her. And count on Chopper 13 to bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back. The Southern Nevada Health District confirming the first West Nile virus positive mosquitoes have been identified. So far, no human cases have been reported. The mosquitoes were found in the 89122 zip code. That's on the east side of the valley near Wetlands Park. Officials say especially during monsoon, you should take some steps to eliminate any mosquito breeding sources. That means keeping your home free of standing water and using insect repellent. 3 tornadoes hit Colorado yesterday. One of them was powerful enough to flip a UPS delivery truck. Witnesses described the truck as being lifted 9 to 10 feet in the air before crashing down onto its nose. The driver was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. That storm also damaged a nearby home. No word on any other injuries.
Well, locally here, we've been dealing with some hot temperatures in Las Vegas for the last couple of days. High temperatures above 110 every day since Monday. That's 6 days in a row. So, yeah, the heat's been a little much recently, but the good news is it looks like we might start cut back those temperatures a little bit. Right now, though, 110 in Las Vegas, 114 Henderson, 111 Hoover Dam, 106 Boulder City. Yeah, temperatures right now definitely not pleasant by any means. That sun is shining. That's why it got so warm today. The high temperature did hit 114 in Las Vegas. Once again, that's 1 degree away from the record of 115 for today's date. So luckily, even though we've been hot for 6 days, not once did we hit the record. So we stayed below record temperatures, but almost every day, 1 degree below record heat. 108 for Boulder City today, 111 out in Laughlin as well. Not as bad. 47 days since we started raising canes donating to Make-A-Wish. That's $4,700 donated already, and you know this number is just going to go up. We have until Labor Day for that number to increase. If you're going to be outside tomorrow, temperatures not quite as warm, but still by 4 o'clock, 107 degrees in Las Vegas. Now, if you're in the pool, in a lake, and you get out of the water, this green number is what it will feel like. So it will feel so much nicer if you're going to be in the pool once you get out of the water into the 70s. And actually, 70s aren't too bad. Sometimes we feel like 60 degrees because we're so dry. Well, our humidity level is going to increase a little bit, and the higher the humidity is, the closer those numbers will feel together. 99 degrees tomorrow out in Searchlight. That's the high temperature. Not too bad there. Plenty of sunshine, some clouds here and there, and about a 20% chance of rain areas to our south. Now, areas to our west, like Pahrump, only about a 10% chance of rain tomorrow. Temperature sitting at 107, 100 out in Sandy Valley, going 97 though. Tonopah, no rain up there, and you're going to have smoke, it looks like, throughout the day tomorrow as well from those fires in California. 109 out in Moapa tomorrow, 109 also in Mesquite. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures a little bit warmer with a 20% chance of rain that part of town, and 10% chance for Boulder City, 10% for the lake, 107, 10% also for Las Vegas with a temperature just below 110. McCarran going 109 degrees tomorrow. That's about 5 degrees above the average of 104 for this time of year, and we've been above average now for a week, and we're going to continue that trend over the next week as well. No temperatures expected to be below that unless we get a thunderstorm. Allergy counts, they're all low, all 4 categories, nothing in the air, and that's some good news. Futurecast showing you nothing out there tonight. We're going to stay clear and dry as we go into tomorrow. There's your time. By the afternoon, a few pop-up thunderstorms over the mountains. We should stay dry. Only a 10% chance of rain as some of the storms trying to roll into Las Vegas. Tomorrow's threat will be the winds with any storms. The threat increases to flooding Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with a 30% chance of seeing monsoon storms, or 20 to 25% chance each day. Maybe Tuesday pushing 30. We'll have to watch what happens. Temperatures coming down though with the higher humidity. We're talking 106. Still hot. but a little bit closer to average. And look at the overnights, no break whatsoever from the heat. We're talking mid to upper 80s every day.
The search for a missing student in Iowa has now entered its 9th day. Authorities are searching for Molly Tibbetts, but leads on the 20-year-old's whereabouts are turning up dry. As Andy Rose explains, officials are looking to dip Tibbetts' digital footprint, including her fitness tracker.
You wouldn't ever think that you'd see your best friend on a missing poster.
Across Iowa, friends, family, and volunteers are trying to find Molly Tibbetts. The 20-year-old University of Iowa student disappeared last week.
She's out there potentially abducted because she is not one to just leave and not let people know where she's going. That I'm sure of.
Tibbetts was last seen jogging along a rural highway near her boyfriend's house. She was dog-sitting for him on the day of the disappearance. On Thursday, police said there was no indication that her boyfriend was involved. Now they're working to identify a suspect.
Certainly there are a number of rumors that are circulating here within the community, and we're trying to squash those rumors as much as possible or validate them as much as possible.
Dozens of officers and federal agents have spent days chasing down leads. One took investigators and a canine search crew to a field in Deep River, Iowa. Another tip sent investigators to comb through a hog farm. Both leads turned up dry. But as search teams trace Tibbetts' footsteps from the day she disappeared, authorities are also looking into her digital footprint, hoping her Fitbit, a wearable fitness tracker, holds clues about her whereabouts.
They'll be able to get into her Facebook account. They'll be able to get into all of her social media. And this Fitbit's sort of a social media.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
The funeral for 4 family members killed in the duck boat accident was held in Indianapolis today. The funeral was for Glenn Coleman and his 3 children. 9 members of the Coleman family died in the duck boat accident in Missouri. Of the 11 family members on board, only Glenn's wife Tia and her nephew survived. A GoFundMe account has been set up for the Coleman's funeral expenses. And the funeral was held today for the Florida man killed in a stand-your-ground shooting. 28-year-old Marquise McLaughlin was shot last week outside a convenience store in Clearwater. He was with his girlfriend who had parked in a handicapped spot when they were confronted by a man. While they were arguing, police say McLaughlin pushed the man to the ground. That man then pulled out a gun and shot McLaughlin in the chest, and he later died at the hospital. Officials say the case falls under the state's controversial stand-your-ground law, and the man may not be charged at all. Eric Holder, the former Attorney General under the Obama administration, says he's interested in running for president in 2020. He's also served as the head of the National Democratic Redistricting Committee and is a prominent fundraiser for Democrats across the nation. In an interview in Ohio earlier this week, Holder told CNN he thinks he has what it takes to win. His official answer, though, is that he needs to talk the decision over with his family, and he probably won't make a decision until early next year. Well, millions of Americans are bogged down by student loan debt, and there are several companies out there claiming they can help you, but coming up with scams you need to look out for so that you don't end up paying more. Well, so far this year, more than 24 million passengers have used McCarran International Airport. That's according to the Clark County Department of Aviation. In June, more than 4.3 million passengers walked through our airport. Aviation officials said that's nearly a 3% increase compared with June of last year. Well, the end of Toys R Us is changing the game for a few companies. Walmart now has new parents in its sights. It's pushing out tons of baby items to fill the void left by Babies R Us. The company plans to feature 30,000 new items, including cribs, car seats, and baby food. And Target and Amazon are trying to cash in too. Amazon now makes its own baby food, and Target's been redoing its entire baby section. Mattel, the company known for making Barbie and Hot Wheels, isn't doing so hot though. Mattel is laying off 2,200 workers. It's also selling off some of its factories. A lot of Mattel's sales came from Toys R Us. Well, Americans have more than $1.5 trillion in student loan debt, and as we try to pay that off, some companies say they're trying to help, but investigative reporter Jace Larson found out it might be a big waste of money.
Raising her son and helping with her grandson has September Adams' plate full. Then you add on her full-time job plus her student loan debt. She says she was feeling overwhelmed. Then a call came offering help.
They called just out the blue saying that they were going to do some debt consolidation and that this was the great choice and it was going to really help me through the future.
September admits the call from a company promising to consolidate her student loans sounded so good.
I was so excited at the time thinking that, we were going to consolidate everything and everything was going to be one payment, but it turned out to be not what I thought it was.
The company charged her $1,300 not to pay off her loans, but to help enroll her in a program to consolidate the loans she already had. They also put her on a federal program to lower her monthly payments. But she didn't have that $1,300 fee, so the company let her finance the amount at 20% interest, and it ended up with her paying another monthly payment. She didn't even realize the whole thing was a fee and says she should have read her paperwork more closely.
But it's all available for free.
This financial aid expert says you can enroll in the program without ever spending a cent.
You're looking at, less than an hour.
In fact, as we were investigating, we found the government website for student aid actually walks you through the whole process. It says people can do it in as little as 10 minutes. Thad Spalding says your school or lender can help you for free, too.
Pretty simple and very straightforward.
Companies who offer to help you consolidate your loans for a fee have a different take. They say the process can be hard to manage. One company points out that sometimes people just don't know about the helpful programs that are out there, and those people are willing to pay someone to walk them through the entire process.
20%.
September says she wishes she'd known she could have done it herself and avoided that extra $1,300 loan. The extra loan she now has to pay off.
This is on my credit as like a credit card, and I'm like, this is not a credit card.
I'm Jace Larson reporting.
A lifeguard in Florida is taking the term experience to a whole new level. Richard Steinfurst is 85 years old and he's a lifeguard. He's 4 times older than most of his co-workers. His love of the water started in the 50s and he's taught thousands how to swim.
I like teaching children. I think it's very important for children to learn how to swim. So they'll have me probably here. I could probably get in 2 or 3 more years if I try.
Richard used to patrol the beaches, but now he says community pools are more his speed. Despite his age, though, he can still outswim most of his younger co-workers. Well, it's some good weather to jump in a pool. Dan will have another look at your forecast, but right now, here's a live look outside the valley. You're watching 13 Action News, where we bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back.
All right, outside tomorrow, 109, so not quite 110, but close enough. No excessive heat warnings issued anymore. They do expire in about an hour and a half from now, which is some good news. Now, chance of rain tomorrow sitting at only about 10%. I'd say by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we increase that chance a little bit more, so some isolated thunderstorms around Las Vegas, very possible. Flooding is going to be the main concern Monday through Wednesday. That's something to watch out for. We all know what those monsoon storms can do. Temperatures all week long about the same.
Never thought I'd be looking forward to a cool down from 110.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, crazy. All right, well, here's a look at what's coming up in tonight's primetime lineup right here on ABC. At 8 o'clock, America's Funniest Home Videos, 9 o'clock, 2020. Then, of course, stay right here with us for 13 Action News at 11. Well, that's our news for right now. Stay with us. Judge Judy's coming on up next. We're always on at ktnv.com, our mobile app, our Roku channel. We'll see you right back here for Action News live at 11. Thanks for watching, everyone.